Good morning. I am Dr. K. Saravanan, Associate Professor in EEE Department, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, Chennai 95. Today, I am going to discuss the construction of DC generator. The operation of DC generator is based on the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, which states that whenever the flux linking a coil changes, an EMF is induced in that conductor. Based on the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, here the DC generator have to satisfy the three requirements. First one is field system, second is system of conductor or coil, and third one is relative motion between the above two system, that is field system and system of conductor. That means we have to discuss the stationary part and rotating part. In the stationary part, first one field system, second armature. Apart from getting EMF induced in the DC generator, further requirement of AC induced EMF in the conductor to get converted into DC EMF. This conversions from AC to DC is achieved with the help of commutators and brushes. Let's start with the basic energy conversion. We know the DC generator convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So energy, the output, whether it is DC or AC, depends upon the supply. So today we are going to discuss the DC generator. The DC generator having the first one yoke, field coil and pole shoe. There is field coil, armature core. Next one armature winding, commutator, brushes, bearings, and the magnetic circuit. The air gap between the two pole pace armature and field winding is called air gap. It is the place to take energy conversion. Let's discuss one by one. Yoke. It is the outer frame of the DC generator. It acts as a protecting shield for the generator. It provides mechanical support for the poles. In small generator, yoke are made up of a cast iron. In large generator, yokes are usually made up of cast steel or rolled steel. The next one, pole. It consists of pole core and pole shoe. It basically spread out the flux in the air gap. Due to its large cross section, it reduces the reluctance of the magnetic path. Here the energy conversion takes place. It acts as the support for the field coil. Field coil. It consists of copper wire, free wound field coil. They consist of a copper wire around the frame former, just like a free wound coil. The free wound field coil are placed in the pole core. When current passing through the field winding, it produces the magnetic flux, that is act as an electromagnet. And second, armature. It houses the armature conductor. It is a rotating part. It provides a path for very low reluctance to the flux through the armature. It is a cylindrical or drum shaped. It is generally built up of circular shaft shield disc or laminations approximately 0.5 m thickness. The next one, armature winding. So the armature winding, the armature have the armature winding. There are two types of winding, lap winding and wave winding. When the lap windings are used for high current, low voltage, based on the parallel path, number of parallel path equal to number of poles, that is number of depends upon the number of brushes. It is suitable for high current and low voltage. And next one is wave winding. The number of parallel path is fixed, that is 2, north and south pole only. Suitable for high voltage, low current machines in generators. And next, the commutator is it facilitates the collection of current from the armature conductor. It converts AC current into DC current. It is also a cylindrical type which is made up of a forged copper material. So main act as mechanical rectifier, that means mechanical rectifier. The each segment are insulated from each other by layer of mica. Next one, brushes. With the help of brushes, they collect the current from the commutator. They are usually made up of carbon or graphite and are the shape of rectangular bow. They are housed in the brush holder. Depend upon the material. For lower machines is graphite. For higher machines it carbon. It is made up of carbon. The number of brushes for spindle depends upon the magnitude of the current to the armature. The bearing, they are frequently employed because of the reliability. Ball and roller bearing, that is, there are two types of bearings, ball bearing and roller bearings normally used. Let us conclude the main parts of DC generator. First one, magnetic frame or yoke. Second one, pole core. And third, pole coil or field coils. And fourth, armature core, armature winding or conductors, the commutator, brushes and bearing. So that's all about the construction of DC machine. Here both DC generator and DC machine construction is similar, only the energy conversion is different. So next video we will discuss the working of DC generator. Thank you.